over here with my friend Buddy Phoenix. Oh, hello there, Comet! Over here with my friend Buddy Phoenix. I hear myself. Now I also know why. I had Twitch not muted. Hello there, Enigma. Where's the tie? It's about to come, my friend. It's about to come. Now, do I have the endurance to bottom them up all the way to the top, even though the weather is nice? It's still, Jesus, 26 degrees Celsius. This is like a lot in Fahrenheit. 26 degrees in Celsius, like 60s? Oh boy, so you heard it, guys, so probably in the 80s right now, still, even though it's already 8 p.m. in the evening. So yeah, the tie must be there, and apparently I did decide to button up all the way. But will I close the west or not? That's the question. Well, you're putting ice into the drink, so I guess I can at least try to start with a closed west. Let's see. West with a closed west. Closed west. That was back in the day in the DDR. Hey-oh! Technically, I am right now in East Berlin, so... Yeah, but no, the thing is, the west was closed to people who lived in the east. Getting out was the problem. You could come in as a tourist, but don't you dare smuggling people back out again. Whoopsies. Oh, no, it's in the picture. No, it's all over.
No, you're awesome, Natro.
Ah, you're breathtaking. There's a reason why Keanu Reeves is beloved by the internet, and I have a group of people following me around for... I'm not sure how altruistic the reasonings of my fans are. Sometimes I have the feeling they're just here to see me suffer, especially when I play this game. And with this fantastic introduction, hello and welcome to Gaming and Ties, Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright. And, I guess, it's time for the recap. Last time on Gaming and Ties, Phoenix Wright, we saw a lot of white stuff get dispersed all over evidence and proceeded to grill the not as annoying Meekins for this part in the murder. We also saw the most delightful and charming tape of Goodman and Meekins about a boat at the scene many times. And we got the full details of the SL9 case. What's so special about this case that links these things together, and who really killed Goodman? That's what we are gonna find out today, or in one of the upcoming episodes, because I'm not even sure how far we'll make it. But let's try to make it as far as possible. Chaka! And once again, thanks Enigma Prince for the recap. Well then, cheerio! Let's have a little bit of cling. Fresh lime.
And the bottled stuff. We had a lime laying around, so.
Oh my god, the audience is right away like, oh, God will be.
Nick was 28, he's almost
come back when you have the big 3 on top and the what are they called again to prove it?
The bald spots or the receding hairline or the widow's peak.
Widow's Peak. That Jesus. Widow's Peak. There's a fine, neat term for it. No mentioning of bald spots that definitely do not exist. No, Jesus. You can have widow peaks without having it necessary.
Yeah, you could also have just a widow's peak in the sense that the front of your hairline does like have a little point to it.
Exactly.
That's
Which
a genetic thing.
Yeah, which I always had. Thank you very much.
Me too.
I should not let look to the left because then the open part becomes full. Anyways, I don't have hidden insecurities.
But exactly, they're not hidden.
The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lambert.
Emma didn't come back. Allow me to call the next witness to stand, the officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Yes! Have you never heard of not witnessing and driving? Or witnessing under the influence? Witness, please state your name and occupation. Well, alcoholic, obviously. Well, Punter, I am just a man, same as you, wandering the trials of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it.
Oh, I know. You are a patrolman.
Really? Every single time? As you may, as for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out. I was making a Rick and Morty reference.
Okay. I'm watching this.
There's actually the wind howling out around Gary in one scene, and the wind is literally like. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Wind howling. I never heard Edgeworth described this way before. Edgeworth described this way before. What? I never heard okay.
I've never heard Edgeworth described as being the howling wind.
Yeah. Oh, because he maybe translation. I don't know. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is this correct? According to the papers, partner.
Oh, what do you mean?
A desperado soul is as boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up. More quiet than the music. Wait. Or the music is too loud. I mean, I reduced my microphone a little. Ooh. Wow. There's not a lot of wiggle room with the audio there.
Well,
No background. No, the background music is one of the best things in the game. I cannot turn off the background music. Okay. Thanks for the.
here's what it is.
Yeah. No. Not. Ah, shit! I clicked
Can you
forward.
adjust it on your master volume or something?
That's exactly what I'm planning to do.
Yeah. However,
So yeah, thanks for pointing it out, Leap. Go away. Nobody likes you. No. There we go. Okay.
or you could turn us up, apparently. You could also, or just turn us up. Is there a way to do that?
I could do it in here.
Whoa.
Wow. How is it now, Leap? Also, I could turn the. Yeah, that's the problem. Since the setup of Awkward is so different from the setup in Git, it's always a back and forth. But yeah, we should now be a little bit louder.
Oh, please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In plain old English.
Nice. It's one of the episodes where you don't get to say anything, is it?
Not so much.
Well.
Except for the occasional input from Emma.
But Emma is not here, so there's literally
yeah.
not a single female person in the entire room. Maybe I should give you one of the guys.
You've already claimed all these ones.
I didn't claim them, they were pushed on me by
They already have voices.
gender types. No, gender rules. Roles.
I mean, more that your voice sounds more like a dude than mine does.
Thank goodness, I guess.
Yeah.
My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street-side saloon at the time it went down. Just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time to hit the trail.
Oh, I can't say I particularly care for your attitude.
I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Wow. Somebody is out for,
Blood.
yeah. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean security cameras and the D-card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint activated locks on the evidence lockers? Fingerprints activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? He is not being very helpful, and apparently not very competent at his job if he doesn't know that the room that he is supposed to guard and has video cameras in is supposed to it contains fingerprint activated lockers.
He's a bit old-fashioned.
He is
There you
still
go.
misinformed.
He's not that good with machines.
Yeah. He is not that good with machines or with following orders or with having awareness or being competent at his job. Everyone got their weaknesses. Now don't they, Mr. Prosecutor?
This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours.
Give me a beat. Come on. There we go. I always expected to start a little bit sooner. The job was to keep a wary eye on both furniture. Objection. How exactly did you keep an eye on the evidence room? I just made sure nothing moved in the security camera monitor. That room's so still, even time dies in there. I was just a caretaker to interpret the recordings. Except for the moving puppet that was in the middle of the room blocking the view of the camera. But once again, he's incompetent. You interred them? Videos of nothing are that useful. When the time would come, I'd re-erase the tape. If nothing unusual is recorded, tapes are to be erased every 6 hours. Each time I'd erase the tape, it felt like I was erasing a part of my life. This guy has a flair for the dramatic, but it isn't going to do him any good. So, in actuality, you didn't physically enter the evidence room. This is supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but I'm playing. Oh, no, wait. Okay, it says supposed to round 3 times. Press it. When I sneeze, I sound like a mammoth?
What's a mammoth? Is that like a meth head or?
I have the feel that it's a little bit of a stereotypical name for a dude.
When I sneeze, people think I'm doing a karate yell.
Let's find out where's the pepper.
Nope. I could fake it, but it wouldn't sound like a real one.
Is this helping? Is this helping?
No.
Okay. But you made your rounds on the day of the crime, right? And you heard a word I seen, partner. I told you that ain't my style. I'm afraid I don't understand. No, Desperado, I know let's rules getting wet. No Desperados I know join the police force.
No, so Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime.
Just between you and me, I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day.
There was a rubber loaf stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that?
Sir Palmer, can't say I do. I haven't been in that cryptic mess. How does this guy avoid being fired? Good point. Also, just to refresh my memory, give me that. Careful, I don't actually want to present something. Just want to take a very careful look. No, yes, check it. Okay. So, 514 is when the actual guys went in there for the attack, and at this point in time the locker was already prepared to be openable by somebody without Bruce Goodman's fingerprints. So Meekins, I believe, had told us why was Meekins in there the first time? He gave us some reason why he actually was in there before that. Was he supposed to get something out of there? He gave us
He was moving the puppet, right? He moved the puppet in there?
Maybe that could have been that he moved the puppet in. Then Miles, the Edgeworth, confirmed to us that he was going in there to do some miscellaneous thing, which was very underwhelming to him personally. So I don't think that it was Edgeworth, because why would he? He is not that type of prosecutor, at least not anymore. Meekins, I don't think also Meekins confirmed that it was him who entered the room at this point in time. So unless he is a mastermind, usual suspect style, after all, then he wasn't the one either. So the person who prepared the safe, so basically Goodman, must have been the person from the very first one, the 7777, which is most likely the chief of police. Okay. Back. And what do I press so I don't accidentally back? Okay. Inside the room, Cross get 2 security systems. Press. You said to be, used to be a detective, so you would have used the evidence room in the past, correct? Of course. Back in the day, my locker was a gold mine of evidence. And yet, you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanisms? I mean, it might be newer. Wait, 2 years ago.
Gumshoe also mentioned that some of the detectives weren't even aware they'd been installed.
Ah,
I think it was Gumshoe that mentioned that.
could be. And I mean, it's only he got fired 2 years ago, so who knows if they got installed in the last 2 years. Anyway, sorry partner, I ain't good with machines. I couldn't even tell you how a bike works. That's quite incredible. The sensors on the locker handles cannot be seen. It's well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence. Now that he mentions it, Detective Gumshoe said something like that too. Yep, you remember correctly.
Well, at any rate, it's something that this is relevant to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing when the crime took place?
Alright, I was fine free saloon. What were you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. Not even Angel's Stick Lunch can beat the Paolo's Vangol Sepia Pasta.
Oh, you mean to tell us you abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles?
Oh, desperados eat tacos, partner.
That's not what I meant. I hope this has at least taught you a lesson.
That's strange. This is unusual. This is usually where Edra says, did you not want a raise this year? Out of ammo, Officer Marshall. That's right, partner, or as you would call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me to this crime, then you'd better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back west into the sunset.
Oh, one thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for the guarding of the evidence room, the witness doesn't appear to have seen anything.
Texans don't see orders from anyone. Everyone else said. Apparently your superiors don't. Okay, I have a trump card up my sleeve, so I'd best keep my cool. Before I use it though, I'd better use up the ante. Okay. So we have for fight for the Joe Drake. I guess this is a trump card he doesn't wanna. What is this? Oh my God! What do we have here?
Oh yeah,
We never looked at it. Yes.
We got this during the recess.
So, incident. It's closed. Perpetrator. Joe Drake. Crime. Serial murder. Sentence. Death. Victims. Edward Jones, Alice Kirby, Yep Bates, Jason Knight, Rachel Moss, Neil Marshall. Bum bum bum.
Well, just a coincidence.
Definitely. Now I have to check the names of last names of certain other figures. Head prosecutor, Miles Edwards. Witnesses, Lana Sky and Emma Sky. Executive investigators, Damon Gann, Lana Sky. Who was Damon Gann? Oh, the head.
Chief,
That's
the
it. Yeah.
current chief of
He doesn't have any stakes in here. Okay. Head investigators, Bruce Goodman, Marshall, and Angel Starr. I don't see anything, but then again, I mean, I see. What is Jab? Guy or gal?
Jeb is a dude name.
So I see 4 dude names, so 4 potential boyfriends for Angel are in here. So.
Jeb is usually short for like Jebediah.
I see. Typical Japanese name.
Yeah. Like
So,
Marshall.
yeah, there's the evidence tape. Fuck that shit. Found a bloody handprint left on the evidence where the print was wiped off, but we were able to identify it as him, right? That was a big clue. Why is it not saying whose handprint it is? Pretty sure we identified it as his, which is a big. Zoom, rotate, W2. Just identifies that. Maybe something inside or
Just the glove as far as we can tell. But we know someone was probably wearing a glove and they left the blood stain because it was the parts where you couldn't see fingerprints that we found afterwards.
Right, this was the one why Edwards got told to go in there.
Yeah,
Have you ever checked this item? Don't seem to have. And again, it's just that thing I see. AI-16 is written on the tag. That means it has nothing to do with the current case.
Well,
Thanks, Phoenix. You are, as always, a very encouraging protagonist.
that's what he does.
He sure does. Okay, what else do we have there?
Oh, they point out, it says Marshall's handprint
Hmm?
on the bloody handprint.
Does? Oh, on the very top.
Marshall's
There
fingerprint.
it is.
Found
Oh,
on a bloody
oh! And he said at some point that he hasn't been in the room in forever. There's a lie.
There you go.
Okay, now keep very eye on the room. That said, I'm supposed to make rounds at hand, but ain't style. Okay, so this is probably the one where he explains that he hasn't been in there. Inside the room protected by it. This is just him explaining more. A street side saloon. Just an innocent traveler. Ammo hits the trail. Okay. So I assume this is the one which we. But then again, he was like, I want to rise up the hunter, but I guess the game will tell me if this is not what I'm supposed to do at this point. So I will just try. Do it. Let's see. Oh. Uh-oh, music isn't dropping. The witness's statement is clearly faulty, Your Honor.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I can't see anything faulty. Unfortunately, I will have to penalize you, Mr. Wright.
I must be wrong. Why? What? I presented
That ain't my styles. What's the next one?
Inside the room protected by 2 security systems anyway. Alright, it was a street side saloon. Just an innocent traveling man, so it's not your amateur. So... Sure, I can keep... it says Martian handprint though, you stupid boy. Yeah, okay, but I still don't know where to present it, because the obvious one, the one where he actually went on a... Yeah.
So, what says you're the 4th or the 5th statement?
4th or the 5th statement, okay. Okay, this is the first statement, second statement, third statement. That's bullshit. He just said that he was at a street dinner, which does not disagree with the fact that there is a handprint from some time. He could have left the handprint right before or right after going to the for his spaghetti.
Well,
it's stupid. I hate it. If this is actually the solution, especially since I just showed the same evidence to... Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this. After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime. And yeah, you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. But yeah, I mean, I see how they kind of bend it, but it's almost moon logically.
No. My Sona is a Kraken. It's not a Cthulhuid.
Ah.
It's not meant to be like any specific Kraken, but more of an amalgamation of a bunch of cephalopods.
Yeah.
Though I am also a fan of Cthulhu, just to clear things up.
It's true. But okay. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or, to be exact, a handprint. Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. I pay my respect, that's it. Make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprint would be in. I only wish it were, Mr. Officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood.
So, witness, what's the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingerprints were at the crime scene.
The blood was wiped away, however. A luminal test clearly reveals this. Well, Officer Marshall. Well, it seems to me there ain't a person in this room with a hat on his shoulders. Huh? I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall? About the blood-stained fingerprints?
Well, you may begin your testimony about your fingerprints found at the scene of the crime.
But yeah, still calling bullshit about when the thing triggered and when not. Dragon that can kill people. Boys. Like I said, it's only natural for the fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the bloodstained handprints. Murderer touched the locker when my fingerprint was by chance. The bloodstains and the fingerprints are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See? I had nothing to do with it.
Oh, witness explanation appears valid. Oh, also there's room for doubt.
Life won't be fun without any doubt, partner.
The defense made us now cross-examine the witness.
The guy's hiding something. I can feel it. Now is my chance to prove it. Natural for my fingerprints to be in the room. Press. That's because you, how did you put it, pay your respects once a month? Aye. Yeah, that's right. That and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine.
What? What do you mean?
I mean the one I said. That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. All that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams. I see. I'll be strange if my prints weren't on all over that locker. Apparently his fingerprint data was never removed from the locker's programming. He must have been using the fingerprints lock all this time without ever knowing. Marshall's fingerprint found on a bloody handprint on Marshall's own locker. The print has been right. Well, I mean, it's already a pretty good explanation, so why are we still here? So then, what about the bloody handprint? Was mine? It's a mystery.
It's no mystery.
It's no mystery.
Oh, please explain.
My locker is covered with my fingerprints. It just so happened.
The murderer touched the locker with his fingerprints without any chance.
The chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. The chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward from me with a mere fingerprint. You wanna know why?
The bloodstain on the fingerprints are completely unrelated.
Unrelated? There's differences night and day. Kinda like cereal and cereal. One's got to do with breakfast while the other's type of murder.
Oh,
It's not wrong.
he's right. Also seemingly alike, they are totally different.
I don't see what homonyms have to do with this. Oh, and that's how we move on. Okay, fine. This is an officially accepted explanation for them being okay. Serial homonyms.
Represent something.
Yeah. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? How do you know that? I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports. There was a bloodstain on the scene, thought to be left by the murderer. That's right. That one. That's right. It was found on Detective Gumshoe's locker. However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Oh yeah, I think we tried that too.
So they didn't try. They didn't look for fingerprints.
So that would mean the murderer wearing gloves happened to place their hand on top of the fingerprint.
That's the only logical conclusion. And it's just aligned perfectly, and then it's old, super old fingerprints that just happen to be there, still being strong enough that
Yep.
smearing blood all over it and then getting rid of the blood still left enough of a fingerprint. That's bullshit. Are you starting to get the picture, partner? The picture? They seal the blood in the desert, it's just food for the deserts. Hmm? There's only one reality, and that's this.
Gasp!
The
Lurkers!
security tape.
How dare! No, that's cool. I lurk all the time with stuff.
It's true, I can confirm.
Lurk, lurk, lurk.
By moving in here, the only thing that changed is that you now have a front row seat for lurking. So long as my trial isn't trail isn't in there, you can't say otherwise.
Oh, this isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now then, continue your testimony of the marshal.
Well, oh, I actually did continue it. Press him on it. What do you mean by that? You want to tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have.
Objection!
But that video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots.
Right,
Please, places you can't see. No, we are back to it. The camera panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. The floor isn't shown.
Again, take another drink.
Yeah, alright. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape. We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. We are here to convict people of murder to death based on speculations. I mean, in this particular case, we have an actual witness and testimony and photographs, so it's actually one of the stronger cases for a change. Even by realistic standards.
Well, Mr. Wright, if you can show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do so.
Sure, show evidence. Very well. I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. Tread careful, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake.
Now then, let's have another look at the video. Show us the incriminating evidence of the witness, Officer Marshall.
Okay. So the light is on, as we already knew.
And we're watching it again.
Yup. So here's the guy incoming. Anything about his locker? No, not so far. I guess he's supposed to be wearing fingerprint gloves.
Fell out of that locker.
So we have Meekins coming in. Okay, still nothing about his locker. Slide of the knife. So now there is blood at the scene.
Yep, in the shoulders, buddy.
Going back, obviously still nothing. So, going back to unconscious Meekins. And I am hoping for a fingerprint now on his locker. That would be the one I'm... Is there a pause button? Yeah, backspace. And... Not a fingerprint, but a change in scene.
Dun, dun, dun,
Da
dun,
da 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 da. I mean, everything considered. Given, I mean, literally, how long does the camera pan? How long is the pan from the right to the left? Like,
Too slow, in my opinion.
no, rewinding. 1 second, 2 seconds.
3, 4, 5.
Okay, so 10 seconds. Okay, it stands a little bit here. What was it? It started at 11, right? I believe it was 11 when we were over here.
Yeah. 10
So,
seconds. Okay.
so in 10 seconds he was able to, even if he perfectly timed it. I mean, first of all, he was still fighting Meekins like another 5 seconds earlier. Like, here's the altercation. So, in, what is it, like, how few seconds? This is, yeah, this is so unrealistic. Fast forward. Okay, now he punches him out, sneaks behind the camera. Okay.
Or
Now he runs,
stuck
and now he, and now he has 10 seconds. Open his locker, pull something out,
Stuff
close
something hastily back in.
or that, and now close it just in time before the camera is back on it.
Explains why there's something hanging out.
Yeah,
He's in a
because he
hurry.
was doing it so hastily.
Yeah.
And the music started. Bringing your attention back to the security camera is a mistake I'm afraid you will soon not forget, Officer Marshall. Huh? The days are short in Texas, so are tempers. He really has never been to Texas, has he? Wouldn't you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? Coming from him, that's big. Very well. Let's see. You can clearly be seen in this video. Huh.
Ta-da!
Good job on the rider. Exactly 8 words. Nude bait, partner. The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. That locker with the white claw sticking out, that was the witnesses, I believe. Or did the judge just talk? Now then, let's rewind the video a bit.
We see the video again, you have to take a drink.
I'm also glad that it works on such a great speed. No fast rewind or anything.
No, of course not.
Oh, the white cloth is gone. That's the meaning of this, Mr. Marshall.
When this crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. That's what's more. You opened your locker when the camera was turned away.
Order!
Hold your horses. Sir, partner, but you got the wrong man. Oh, really now? So what if my locker was open? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. What? Edgeworth?
What does he know?
Yep. The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened the locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine.
He doesn't know.
Was everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man? This guy isn't just playing dumb. He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Oh yeah? I call you bluff. You say I opened that locker, now prove it. That's the thing. Only the assigned detective. Yeah, easy. Fingerprint sensor.
Whoopsies.
We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to. Whoa, what kind of crazy dog is this? He's incompetent. Why is he fucking working the security job?
Because he doesn't want to and he should be a detective.
No, so he never bothered to actually learn about his own job.
I guess.
He's just erasing the tape every 6 hours and that's it. Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force who don't know about the fingerprint locks. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less?
Dun dun.
So
Damn,
this
now I
is
want cigarette.
I only got one word for you, partner. No! That was some fart going on there. Blowing his cape like that. Pancho.
Order. Move, witness, explain yourself.
If this joke, it's been worse I've ever heard. I assure you this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. And another fart? No.
Order. Please answer the question.
What is he now, a bullfighter? That's alright, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure the rest out from here.
We can.
Have a look at these floor plans. There is no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall.
If that's so, then where was the witness?
It seems Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right. The only possible conclusion? It was Marshall, disguised as a good man.
Well then, let's hear it.
Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime? I don't even... Killer and victim? I don't know what K and V stands for.
Yeah, killer and victim.
So he was the victim. Because... No, wait. But who at this point in time is the killer? Meekins? I guess Meekins is the killer.
Yeah.
I mean...
Well, yeah, because they assume that he murdered Bruce Willis, so that's where Meekins is.
I mean, Meekins can definitely not be the victim because he's still alive.
Mm-hmm.
And Goodman is not assumed to be a killer, so he cannot be the killer. So assuming that this stands
So
for...
Marshall is the victim.
Yes. Jesus, this is...
It's okay. Take that! Overthinking it again.
No, it's confusing in this case.
Okay.
Why make it killer and victim? They
Because
could have...
it's always killer and victim.
They could have had Meekins. I mean, since it is not a victim because there was no body, so he never was a victim.
It was still presumed to have been a murder there, so that's what the basis they're going with.
Yeah, but then give it names like Goodman and Meekins
No.
instead of K and V.
Now you're just grasping at straws.
I got legitimately confused by this bullshit.
Yes, but that's you.
Yes. And I dare to say that people even dumber than me play this game.
Yep.
And they are also supposed to solve this.
Well, that's why there's game facts.
Had there been game fakes around when this game originally came out?
Maybe. I don't remember.
That's how Nintendo Power or whatever it was called made its money. It's not even a Nintendo game.
Nope. It was on the Nintendo system. Originally.
Officer Marshall was standing right there.
There? But that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was.
Correct. Unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the, quote, victim in this video is Officer Marshall.
See? Even in quotations. Victim.
Yeah. It was you dressed up like Detective Goodman. But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd known for sure. May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins is a complete idiot. Did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir. Yes? What did Detective Goodman respond? He suddenly pulled a knife at me. on me? Oh, because the face on the card would not match the face on the person.
Mm-hmm.
Something about Officer Story puzzled me. If the man had had his ID card, why didn't he just show it?
Well, yes, that would be needed needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it.
The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on this ID card.
Oh, I get it.
If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized that the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall?
Beef jerky.
You've got quite an imagination, partner. We got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence? He's still denying it. You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective, unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as a victim. The fact that you are not in the room, nobody can testimony for it, but there's proof that you were in the room and there's only... Is it really circumstantial evidence? I mean, at this point I'm actually not sure.
Circumstances look like he must have been there, but there's nothing to say for sure he was.
Except for the locker.
Yeah, that's what they're probably leading you to.
Yeah, I mean the locker, but we already established the locker. There's no leading to. If the fact that only he can open the locker and the locker was manipulated with only those people in the room is not enough. It is only circumstantial evidence, then.
Oh, I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition.
I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't. Wait.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim?
Well, who am I kidding? I don't have it. The fact that the actual dead body of the actual victim got found at a different spot and therefore somebody must have been dressed. Also, I just love that all this. I mean, I believe some of the characters already pointed this out, right? Wasn't it Etros or whoever who pointed out to me that establishing all this stuff around the murder at the police station is still doing nothing to prove that Lana has not committed the actual murder at the other location. Refill, please.
I'll go get some refills. Although we're low on ginger ale.
I mean, there are no ladies to voice at the moment, anyways. Oh my goodness, I don't have anything like that. I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. This can't be happening. It's so obvious that he's the one. What can I do? Edward. Oh, Edward to the rescue. It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. Huh? I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you've run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. The basics? For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. And of course, the only appearance of a female character is now.
Wait.
Okay, I'm waiting.
Phoenix, try thinking outside of the box.
I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather, I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. Why do you think this locker was opened in the first place?
Oh, what do you mean?
There is no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime, yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later as it has been. Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker.
Well, according to the defense's argument. Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as a good man at the time of the crime. Then, after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason.
The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside.
So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth?
Perhaps the video is the key to our unanswered question. I don't have any evidence, so this video was my only shot.
Let's take yet another look at the security tape. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. Please show us why the witness had to open the locker.
Fast forward. Meow. I lost it. Rewind. How do I pause this shit again? Okay. Unpause. Whoop. There it is. I dare to say it's the blood on his shoulder, because he now cannot run around with his clothes anymore. I will just try. What is the worst that could happen? Nice. Oh, music stopped. For some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room, so I don't know to what end yet. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood.
Bloody white coat.
You couldn't just walk out like that, so you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, partner. Wait, that's a confession?
No, then, Officer Marshall.
See, how is this less circumstantial and speculation than anything we already had?
Let's go with it.
Yeah.
No, then, Officer Marshall. Are you ready to tell us the truth?
Looks like I underestimated you. Yo. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, if you were only half as persistent than as you are today, we all wouldn't have to be here now would we? Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it. Alright. It seems the time has come. And dropping a beat. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID card dressed like him and him. I planned to take out the evidence. I was an inspecting officer. Is it still the same voice? I believe I switched up voices again. Howdy, partner. I was an expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out and managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. Well, duh.
So I suppose the victim really was what we knew.
But there's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor. It was way too much blood for such a small donation. So was it? Why is this not part of the... Had to do it the day, couldn't let it die. When you say it, you mean Do you even have to ask, partner? The SL9 incident. 2 years have passed since the case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transferal that day. Except we have what?
Ran out of ginger ale.
Oh boy, so
I added some fresh lemon juice and also some of my lemon lime mineral water.
season.
Bling, bling. I forgot to stir it.
Oh,
I'll get the end.
so it's probably very, very weak on top and has surprises at the bottom.
Yep.
Oh boy. Yeah, let's stir it. Oh yeah, all the stirring. Oh boy.
You guys like that stirring ASMR?
Oh,
Hold
I
it closer to the microphone.
definitely. I don't see anything about this loud clunking noise being
Here, hold it.
a turn off for people to listen to. Oh yeah, listen to that, guys. Oh yeah, top tier ASMR right here. It was going to completely end with the transfer that day, ignoring the fact that we established earlier that trials cannot stay a thing for 21 years. No, not if I was to have anything to do with it. The incident's not over. But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When a case is closed, only that case's lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time. No matter what it costs. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine. Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of the investigation. Why does he care so much about it? Because his fucking brother got murdered.
Da, 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 da.
Or his husband.
It's true. You don't want to judge.
Yeah. Maybe his dad.
Could also be. You never know.
Maybe his cousin tries to remove, but on the side of the
Paternal
family
side.
tree where
The paternal side,
yeah,
so they have
exactly.
the same last name.
Yeah. Maybe just a random guy he knew who shared his last name, and they were in the Marshall Club because it's such a funny name. And
You know, like all those Jets that met and fought to the death.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Today was my last chance. That's why I stole the detective's ID card, dressed up in here, and planned to take out the evidence. Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If I didn't look at make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transfer, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere.
Well, look where it got you instead.
Yep. So you did it to fool the security camera.
The detective's ID card.
I stole it, so that's the morning of the things. So that really was why Goodman started filling out the lost item report. I'll return his ID card. I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. Do you mean, partner? I mean the fingerprint-activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you couldn't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself. But he could, because a rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins knocking out. You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off? Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time.
Oh, Officer Meekins, certainly is a one-in-a-million type of person. Mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to show his ID.
You will have to think a little more about the race about his race. I'll have to think a little bit more about his race this year. Yeah, there he brings it, but not when it comes to Marshall. When did Etros get so much influence? Anyway, he threw himself at me and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm super sorry I had to turn out that way, with me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? I don't know what to say.
Well, so you knocked Officer Meekins out and...
I managed to escape. I knew it was caught on camera. So you did your research beforehand. Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think I would make a difference though. The security tab is erased every 6 hours. If all had gone to plan, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker, stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing? Was Meekins doing? From what? What was Officer Meekins doing during that time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby.
So, what do you say is on that day?
It wasn't a murder. But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates a crime took place. Oh, I blind.
Chaos, you assume that this courtroom follows the rules of the real world.
Yeah. You would think that a knife would not be allowed in there now, would you? The victim shown on the tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner. So you stole the evidence from the locker? Actually, no, I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone.
What? Mr. Ingras, where is that evidence?
It's still missing, Your Honor. What about the broken vase? What about all the blood on the floor? Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID card, injuring a police officer, this is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. It can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution. Like I said, this is my case. This is a new case. This one is mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with.
The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more.
You know why? I actually do. But that case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it?
There's a reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room.
Joe Drake was convicted for his... One thing I can say for sure is he deserved his sentence.
I remember Joe Dark case. It was serious murders, didn't it?
I didn't intend to... Oh wait. I didn't intend to complain about how it turned out, but there's something that still bothers me.
He's talking to himself so much he can't remember what voice to use.
Basically that. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about.
Oh, what happened?
I don't know, but that's what I'm trying to find out. Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should prevent him with what I think is his real reason is. I had a feeling we'd wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related in some way to this case. I'd better take another look at the file. Related? Wink, wink, notch, notch. No. We just need to go to the very last one. Present the entire file. Then we get asked about which page. And then... Okay. Presente! Okay, let's just check in case they ask me victims. Victims, page 2 is the one that I wanna slap him with. Badam! And the music dropped. Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident. Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner.
It'll quench ya. It's the quenchiest.
Ah! I have the SL9 incident files here. The name Marshall is mentioned in there. Oh. In a list of murder... I don't even have to point to the page. This is a new game mechanic I only learned in this case and I'm not allowed to use it. In a list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man? Neil Marshall. Yeah. I'm sure you heard the name. 2 years ago. He received the same lousy prosecutor's award you got.
What? A prosecutor?
He must be talking about the King of Prosecutors Award. Now I remember Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did. That's right. He was killed. And he was... And the case fell into your hands.
Oh, but that's his relation to you.
He was my brother. He was investigating the murders with them against the deputy police, chief of police. Oh yeah, there's the last person in the room. The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Oh boy, hello there. Joe Darkey.
Dark.
My brother fought Darkey and was killed.
Now you're just doing it to bug me, aren't you?
I am. That was the first time Darkey left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. So, this guy looks like a killer, and he apparently got more... He ended up killing one of the victims when directly being confronted. So, he got judged and executed correctly. So what is all this about? God damn it. And why is Goodman...
He's gonna come to that point.
I guess so. And why is Goodman the... I wanted to check something. What was it? Why is Goodman the... Oh right, I remember now. Why is Goodman the current... Wait, no.
On the bottom.
Yeah. I hate the beginning, the controls.
It's because it was,
King's Prosecutors, name progress and etched into the blade. Manfred von Kammer's name appears here too. How ironic. Zoom in!
Nope.
Wait, I can zoom in. Ah!
But you cannot enhance!
It's true, zoom
You
in.
can see this. The
Yeah.
same thing, same
So,
thing, same
yeah,
thing.
That's obviously
Then in the recent
von Kammer,
history-
and then this year is Edgeworth.
Von Karma before that.
1 year ago from Kammer, and 2 years ago
Someone else.
Neil Marshall. As you can tell by the fact that the first and last name have identical lengths, just as the words Neil and Marshall. Yeah.
Clearly.
And also, as you can clearly
And
tell.
also Miles and Edgeworth, even though those are not the same length.
Yes. And also
It's like it was
von
adapted from another language or something.
and also Manfred von Kammer, which obviously only consists of two words, and the latter one being very short. Oh yeah, I'm a detective now.
Keep telling yourself that.
I do every night before I fall to sleep
Is
and
that what
cry
you
into my pillow. He
I always
was.
wondered what you were muttering.
I'm a detective now. I'm a detective now. I'm a detective now. At least every other Wednesday for some reason. I don't know how this comes. He was arraigned and incarcerated. He was. The case was filed closed. At least according to the public records.
Oh, what do you mean?
My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Darker. I knew my brother better than that. Anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions? There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me.
But at least one thing's for certain. Now we can, now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime.
That was the last day of the SL9 case could be reopened. Now, not satisfied with its resolution of the marshal plan. Oh, not satisfied with its resolution of the marshal plan to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him and he rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared. No murder took place at the police department today. Oops. The things that happened by chance never cease to amaze. At exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department. Chance? It's got to be more than just that.
So they only thought it was a murder because of the amount of blood they found at the scene.
Which is still not answered.
Indeed.
So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means that the murder in the prosecutor's parking lot was the real one.
Which in turn means only one person could have committed that crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky! Wait. But wait! A verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial. Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today. But there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained as a mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. It seems to me the boys got the draw on you, partner. All of the mysteries at the police department have been resolved, no doubt about it. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Sky, and the testimony of one Miss Angel Star is completely inconsistent. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. But hold it are 2 words.
Ah!
I rest my case. Actually, a proper use of this phrase. I most of the time only hear it in casual conversation where somebody is a smartass.
Yep.
Here we have a prosecutor actually resting his case. So,
Yep.
cheers to that, Edgeworth. Best and only useful character in this entire series.
It seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There is no room for doubt.
Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder at the police department. There's no doubt what I proved today is true. That apparent murder on the security tape really was fake. I mean, you had the actual body at the other location from the beginning anyway, so how was there ever any doubt? There's not enough ginger ale in the world.
Well, no, we ran out. That's why I had to substitute.
Yeah, literally.
Should I have added more flavoring?
But I didn't realize it would end up proving Lana guilty. Because, oh my god, I am a fucking idiot, bumbling my way through one case or another and just all lucky clicking at the right things at the right time.
Well then, now then, time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant.
And it is...
Your Honor, wait!
What
I
happened?
get to speak in this week too.
What happened to Marshall? Did she just push him off?
Yes.
Did she just commit another murder?
No.
I mean, if he fell off and
He's taller than her. She couldn't push him off.
it's not a physics work.
Yes, it is.
On the
In
contrary.
this game.
No. Is there a later case where this is actually the conclusion that a smaller person could not push over a taller person?
I don't remember.
I wouldn't put it beyond this game. Emma!
The defense has an objection. A scientific objection.
Why are you presenting it then? Hey!
Right?
What do you mean, right?
Mr. Wright, are you this girl's
Guardian?
Well, currently. Sort of.
I don't know. How old?
Her guardian is the murder suspect, so he's sort of keeping an eye on her until in the meantime.
Does he require a guardian?
Depends on how old the judge thinks she is, I guess.
Your Honor,
Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking is for a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please.
I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. Whoa!
So generous.
Hey, it's his #1 fangirl.
No, his #1 fangirl is, what's her name? Old bag.
Oh god damn it. Wait, no, wrong. This is where I wanted to go. Okay. 24. Oh god, I forgot 16. Whoopsie. Oh my, what? Ooh, Joe Darker. Deceased. Serial killer responsible for the SL9 incident 2 years ago. Also, yeah! Neil Marshall. Deceased. Prosecutor murdered 2 years ago in the SL9 incident. Jake Marshall's brother. We don't learn how old he is. How sad. He looks like a small brother. So let's say 30. Oh my god, he was Angel Star's boyfriend.
Could be.
I mean, they are both. I mean, we don't know much about Neil, but going by the fact that he's also cosplaying as a cowboy on the job all the time, he and Angel are both potentially immature and unprofessional enough to probably start banging on the job.
Could be.
Oh boy.
I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the Joe Dark killings.
You pronounced the name wrong. Now that she mentions it, the name of both Sky Sisters were in that fire.
But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprint had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing. The other handprint.
You mean the trace of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker?
No, but no fingerprints were found on it, right?
No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue.
So how the hell did you get back into the evidence room?
So I ran over there and looked at it again.
Double security system! Okay, one of them is just security cameras, but... How did she get in there? Do we still have a card from the chief?
Maybe?
We never had to give it back, did we?
Don't recall.
So she just
think
stole
so.
it from me, fair.
I guess she was holding it for you.
Sure. I mean,
It wasn't in your evidence, was it?
no. I
So
mean,
she was holding it for you.
yeah, I mean, I wanted to say she is actually wearing a postal bag, I believe. You can actually see it on her character design.
Where
And,
she actually keeps stuff,
and-
whereas you have nothing visible to carry
Like-
things in except your pockets.
which is actually a good point. She is not 100% useless.
I mean, we know that dudes get larger pockets in their pants than girls.
That is very true.
Girls' pants do, but there's a limit.
Where else do you play billiard? Anyways, so did you find something?
No.
Huh?
Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all.
Well, self-discovery is the first step to betterment. That's a loose translation of a German saying.
In US, we just say admitting you have a problem is the first step.
Ah, okay.
But that's usually used in reference to addiction.
Yeah. Is that all? You required an entire minute for ellipses?
Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student.
Who just stormed into a courtroom after illegally entering an evidence locker and doing your own investigation. Jesus, can somebody please arrest this girl? I'm just an attorney.
But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with them... Please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you.
Me? Oh boy.
Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright. With regard to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain?
It appears the defense is troubled by having another blood mark. Yeah, which you should be, because...
Blood.
It was not there in the video we have watched multiple times.
Well,
Oh wait, where is the head of the thing?
I was gonna say, I think the badger was in front of it.
Ah. Looking at the floor plan, the handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with that?
Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be of more use.
Finally, one of those weird teenage sidekicks admits it.
So did Maya before she left.
Oh yeah, one of the most beautiful moments.
But still, if you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be...
Oh, please answer the question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day.
Yes, Your Honor! If ever I needed to concentrate, it's now! What could be wrong with the handprint on Detective Gantu's locker? Could there be something I'm missing? Nah, there's no problem. This handprint left on the scene on the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems clear is you're grasping, Mr. Wright. He got us.
He knows you.
He got us.
That's your boyfriend.
It is. He can tell when I'm grasping. Oh my.
You have been pretty deadly at the straw plans. Tell me, is there a problem with it?
Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at this floor plan. Something is missing. Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn on it? Yes, something that, when drawn, will promptly change the meaning, will completely change the drawing of the blood mark. Meaning, whatever.
The more of the juice you drink, the harder time you have saying words.
It's weird. Ginger ale has this effect on me.
Why is my computer never gonna see?
Maybe you should teach him to?
I tested the setting before this to tell him. He didn't.
Well.
Oh well.
Oh well.
Oh, let us pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Well, Mr. Wright.
With all this evidence here, there's got to be something I can use.
The question is, which item can prove something is missing in the floor plan?
This is a motherfucker, isn't it? I will do the most horrible thing that anybody ever has committed in any playthrough of this game.
Please help.
Going to play the tape again on my own volition. And the motherfucker's head is.
Another drink.
He is not completely in sync with the camera, so there might be a point where we can. No! Wait, there's a fast forward button. No! The fast forward button is not
There's
here
no
yet.
fast forward button in this mode.
Wait, why is he stuck now? And now he's moving. Okay, he never moved so far that the handprint would not be visible. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, this vase could technically jar back together from fragments at the crime scene. Yeah. What about the jar? Why is nobody talking about the fucking jar? Which we, by the way, removed from the crime scene because in this case we literally took it and put it back together.
But we had a detective supervision, so it's okay.
It was gumshoe. We had no supervision at all.
We had a detective supervision, so technically it was okay.
I mean, I also want to point out that somebody took this evidence that fell out of a locker and put it casually over the wrapping tape. So,
someone must have dropped this.
oh yeah, let me put this evidence.
Let's
Also,
put it here so they see it.
found at the crime scene, wrapped in the defendant's muffler, small tag attached. So yes, this weapon was at the actual crime scene. So, oh yeah, the stuff from the SL9 locker had already been stolen, as it was pointed out. So, it must have been, it potentially really was him or Lana. This is actually not looking good for Lana the more I think about it. I mean, it's the last case of Phoenix Wright, so maybe it turns out that he literally his defendant literally is a murderer. I mean, how are the chances that you always happen, as a defendant, always happen to be lucky and have the innocently accused murderers?
Look, that's something that does get explored in later games.
Okay, that you actually have real murderers and you defend them, and then it's like, holy shit, I have been defending the murderer the entire time.
But I'm not going to say more than I have to avoid spoilers. Since you mentioned you might play the other games off stream.
Oh, God, yeah. Maybe one day, when I'm out of any games that I actually feel confident about playing. Thank you.
Meanwhile, I will happily play the prequel games when they finally come out in English.
You do that.
Take that! You know,
And?
they're for me.
Uh-oh, the music isn't dropping. Oh, finally. What about that piece of plywood? The Blue Badger, mascot of the police force. Defender of the truth, guardian of proof. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Please, look at the floor plan of the crime scene. The Blue Badger is not there. So watch what happened when we put him there. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. No, he actually was a lot further out because... Wait, was he? Where did did the person walk... Where did Marshall walk? Did he walk behind... He walked behind the badger, didn't he? Did he walk behind the badger or in front of the badger? In the video. We will probably see it in a moment again. Yeah, exactly. So he could not squeeze through there. Well...
What?
Oh yeah, my boyfriend, I just gave you another one of those courtroom gossams. That's right. So long as the Blue Badger is dancing there, it would be impossible to place a handprint at the spot on the locker. Another big fart. Why is he so...
Well, this means just exactly what does it mean?
It means it can't be done. Okay, fuck this shit. Back to the fucking tape. I'm afraid that the tape will be shown any moment now, but... Okay, I mean, looking at it from here, it could be that he's supposed to be standing right in front of it, I will agree. But now we have... Oh no, he's walking in front of it. Okay. It's just really, really crappy early stage 3D. He is really supposed to stand right in front of it. Okay. Oh, we watched it again.
Oh, what are you saying? Your blood traces were in Denim. Undeniably found at the locker.
Don't look at me. I didn't put them there.
Mr. Wright, think through it scientifically.
Emma, this has nothing to do with scientifically thinking,
Science!
but with simply being not a dum-dum like you. So please put on your rose-colored glasses and look at your little
I will
notepad.
stab you with silence. On that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the Blue Badger to the evidence room, right? After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker. Because it was moving around the park.
Yeah.
At the very least, it would be very difficult.
No. I'm hanging at the thought of. I mean, I mentioned earlier that Meekins might be playing people like Kaiser Sose. Is he actually the fucking mastermind and murdered somebody? Did he? Huh. I mean, the obvious one is the chief of police because he has this evil aura and everything. And he would also have been able to murder the Neil Marshall 2 years ago. But, curious. Anyways. Henry Locker.
So that must mean this blood mark was left there before the Blue Badger was brought in?
Or after.
Oh, just a moment. It will not allow such far-fetched balderation, my God.
What? This is the first time ever. This is the first time ever, and it's actually for once a relatively reasonable assumption. It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible. Look at this thing that is clearly blocked. We come to the conclusion that because it's blocked, it's blocked. What do you think, Your Honor? I forgot the actual purpose why I have this drink. It was actually not for just being a tasty drink. It was like making me survive those moments of absolutely stupidity. On February 21st, in the police department evidence room, blood was spilled not once but twice. But how? One time was captured on the tape taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand, from which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is the other time. Yeah, and where also the vase got broken. Is nobody going to mention the bloody motherfucking vase? Someone bled prior to the struggle on the tape. It had to have been. Detective Goodman when he was really murdered. Here's the funny thing. I thought about this earlier when he, for the first time, pointed out that there was not enough blood at the crime scene. Within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. So 5:15 is the official time of crime, right? And we have determined this official time of crime from the arrival here and then Lana opening this one here. So this is how we determine the time of crime.
What is the outcome?
And this says within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. So this means any point in time.
Before or after, yeah.
I hate this game actually makes me check the thing. Which once again, so Miles was probably not lying. Miles is Miles. Meekins, either Kaiser Sose or lying motherfucker. So which once again brings us back to the 7 times 7. Let's call him 49. To 49 entering the room before anybody else. Why did Miles? So if still doesn't make sense. It still doesn't end up. There's still a plot hole, which is probably one that only I see. But here's the thing. So at 4:20, let's assume at 4:20 is when the actual murder happened. Huh? The chief of police with the ID card 777777 enters the room together with Bruce Goodman, makes Bruce Goodman take the shit out of the locker, out of his locker. which is also when the vase gets smashed, and then he murders Goodman with the actual evidence from the evidence locker, probably because that's the item that he used back in the day to murder Neil Marshall. He then took the body and all the evidence out of the room, left a bloody fingerprint on So here's the thing, we are just establishing that there was a giant puddle of blood in the room, plus a bloody handprint on one of the primary lockers when you enter the room, and you are telling us, and the game is trying to make us believe that 20 minutes later, Miles Edgeworth entered the room, was like, oh, bloody handprint, ooh, puddle of blood, let me get this screwdriver from a completely unrelated case. This is bullshit. I mean, obviously, yeah. Why did Chief of Police send Miles Edgeworth in there? Probably from making him more suspicious, because he also placed the body in the trunk of Miles' car at this point in time. So yeah. But why does Lana still think that she murdered Goodman? God, why is everybody in this world hidden with the stupid stick? Okay, now I'm back from detectiving and back to drinking ginger ale
Or something.
with other substitutes for the lack of ginger ale mixed in there.
Yeah.
And ice and other stuff. That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim. Damn it! He listened to me IRL.
Ah.
The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker. So then, assuming the murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred. When did the first incidents occur? That's a sad thing. I just figured it out, but still.
Sorry, the defense claims that
Prior to... Is the judge going to call out bullshit? Bro, here, where they are standing right now, there should be blood on the floor. Unless it... Wait, where are they supposed to stand? Are they supposed to stand in the... behind? Because there's a little... This doesn't make any sense with the floor plan, this entire shot. Anyways.
prior to Officer Beacons being cut by Protect, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in the evidence room, and all the blood was ignored by everybody who walked in there, including Miles Edgeworth, Beacons twice, and also Marshall disguised as Goodman.
That's right. The blood mark on the locker proves it. What case after? After is also an option? Why are we so insistent that before? I mean, after wouldn't make any sense. After wouldn't work to be related to Goodman's murder, because after literally was no time for it, but...
Very well. Well then, tell us, what did the first incident occur? When did the first incident occur? As Mr. Edgeworth said, proved to be present.
Ooh, I can explain the murder! Or what happened?
Okay.
I mean, but by theory. So, the chief of police stabbed him with the knife. The knife was still stuck in Goodman. Goodman hid or was placed in, still with the knife in, but still alive, in Edgeworth's car. And when he jumped out of the car, Lana pulled the knife and therefore started the deadly bleeding out process. So she still actually killed him, but not in a murder, but in a, oh my god, you have a knife stuck there! Oh, I'm an idiot of a prosecutor who doesn't know that!
So he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, is what you're saying.
And she pulled out a knife which actually then caused the terminal bleeding, while before it was just a wound.
Ah, see.
Yeah. The sad thing is, we are probably not going to reach this point today, so I will be hard-pressed to remember my brilliant conclusion. Sink, Phoenix! Sink! I can meme. And totally date this video now. But then again, did you notice that memes have a little bit of a longer lifespan nowadays?
A little bit.
Maybe because of 2020. 2020 made people appreciate more the silly online stuff, and therefore they keep memes around longer. Anyways,
When did the first incident occur? As Mr. Edgeworth said, proof must be presented.
proof that shows that the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that.
Well then, will the defense please present the evidence that shows that the first
Team of crime. Okay, since they throw in the worst, the well, the murder weapon. Usually in Edward is too crazy. Wait, this is the murder weapon. Oh yeah, there goes my theory. Okay, he got so he got stabbed with Miles' weapon, but there's also this weapon that Lana was hiding. I mean, here's the thing that so she is. Oh fuck! This is. No, that's a different. Is it the same code? How did she find the code? This looks very. It's a white coat with blood on the right shoulder. This looks very suspiciously like the Goodman, the fake Goodman coat that Marshall was using. But how did it end up on her? Or is it another white coat that also got bloodied? So, and this found at the crime scene, wrapped in the muffler, small tag attached. Yes, she found it and wrapped it into her thing, but why did she do it? Sure, bear sprays of. Why does she think she killed him? Or she thinks she killed him because she was a witness on the old case, and as a consequence he died, and now she's feeling super guilty instead of maybe trying to get the actual murderer of Goodman convicted and not just feeling sad for herself. Anyway, so I dare to say that the item is this one, and I'm like, huh? I'm at least asking for confirmation for pointing out if I'm wrong. So yeah, my guess is to show. Wait, I have to present something. That I would say it's the ID card, and by pointing at the first line in it, pointing out that somebody else was in there. When he's asking me when the first took crime, so it's what shows when it took place. And I say it's that thing, and I have to point at the first line.
Yep.
Yeah. If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. And in order to do so, an ID card would have been required.
ID card? Ooh, the ID card record.
Exactly. And within 1.5 hours after 4, which is just long enough to include 4:20 but also 5:15. Da 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 da. Forensics is not very good in this universe, is it? To find a body like 2 or 3 hours after it got freshly stabbed and not being able to determine it to be like, from the last 3 hours he probably died in the first half somewhere.
To be fair, it does depend on, other variable factors like environment and stuff. There are things that can muddy the perception.
Still calling BS. Ooh. Officer Meekins brought the Blue Badger panel into the evidence room at, let's see here, 4:50, and he placed it right in front of a bloody handprint and next to a puddle of blood because he is incompetent, but we already knew that, unless he's psychotic. If the crime took place, also it's beautiful that we just accept that. We just accept that Meekins could not have committed the murder at 4:50. Why? Why do we just accept that?
He's too meek.
Yeah, but why do we accept that he's not Kaiser Sose? Why?
The evidence doesn't point to it yet, and maybe that's the conclusion they'll come to here.
The only conclusion, it makes even more sense that the person who placed the bloody badger, the blue badger in front of the bloody handprint.
Bloody blue badger.
No, the person who placed the bloody badger in front of the blue handprint.
Yeah,
that this might have been the person who actually wants to hide his own crime, maybe, just saying. Also, it would explain why Mike Edwards didn't see a bloody handprint and a puddle of blood and a broken vase in the room. God!
Where's the driver about that time that it would be? 440.
Oh, of course. Now it's Mike Edwards. Oh, another courtroom gasm right here. Mike Edwards. Somebody make a remix of my not with my voice lining. It's somebody who can actually rap.
It might exist.
What? Oh, the Mike Edwards.
Miles Edwards remix. Maybe.
Just what have you done?
Wow.
Well, we already know about his skill as a judge, to be fair. He's very easily swayed sometimes.
Yes, but also being like, hey, you person I work with every day, why have you committed a murder? I mean, he was willing to assume he was a murderer just a few months ago. Oh, I never would have figured you had the nerve, boy. Drop the act witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out couldn't have been me. Because yeah, we only found the dead body in your fucking trunk, murdered with your fucking knife. I mean, in all fairness, it looks very much like Edgeworth right now. No, I'm getting it.
Oh, I'm afraid I don't understand either.
It's clear from the luminal test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice. I feel so vindicated. Edgeworth, you are the best character in this game. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away. What about the big fat motherfucking puddle on the floor? But by the real murderer.
Maybe it was just detected with luminol fluid or something.
What about the big fat motherfucker?
That's what I mean, like maybe they found the big pile that had been wiped up from the luminol testing.
Where was it? Oh, where was this picture? Wait, didn't we? I could swear some. Damn it! The picture of the crime scene we just the picture of the crime scene we just saw was actually just in one of the voiceovers, wasn't it?
Yep.
Fuck. And what about the broken vase? There's also fucking broken vase. What's the vase? From which case was the vase? Anything? Yeah, it be unstable jar pieced together from fragments found at the crime scene. Piece is missing. Nope, no tag for which thing it actually belongs to. I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible. Fine, you have a point.
Oh, that would mean it would have been a person who had a lot more time.
Which, ironically enough, in hindsight now also clears Meekins, since Meekins also... Wait, wrong one. Since Meekins also only had 10 minutes... Oh no, he did not. He had half an hour. But then again, he was too late to actually place the body in Edgeworth's car. So, 10 minutes are a ridiculously short amount of time to murder somebody, carry the body away and clean out the blood, right? But 20 minutes on the other hand, they are plenty of time. How many people have you murdered, carried the bodies away and wiped out the blood afterwards?
Allegedly.
Fair.
That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room.
Let's look... Oh, wrong one. Let's look at the chart again. There's only one other card number remaining. 7. 7. 7. 7. 7. 7. 7.
7.
No, now it's 8 sevens.
Fine.
You had one job.
Talk about a lucky number. 7 sevens.
Yeah.
What? Wait. That doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room?
With somebody else together? It's not that hard. Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have had entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 7777777.
Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number is.
Really now?
7777777.
Sounded too much, but I'm not sure.
Ah! So, Edgeworth cosplay when?
I mean, he has style. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card, at least at present. What? Explain yourself, son. The ID number 7777777 belongs to someone with a rank of captain or higher, le guess. Someone who is a so-called executive officer. We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity. Not even if they are murder suspect.
Well,
But that's ridiculous. Just how? I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There is one situation in which we can be granted such authority.
There's an official charge filed against the executive. An executive is accepted.
An official charge? You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates. So it's a red suit with a big fat butt, then a white shirt, a black vest, and the fuzzly thing around the neck. I guess it is.
cravat ascot thingy.
Yeah. I don't think I can pull off the hair. Wait. The hair? I only take the front part. I need to split it in the middle. Oh god, this is not prosthetic. This looks like shit.
You can use a wig.
Maybe. Let's keep the wig plan in mind. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate if you would keep your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask a question. Yes. No, not you. To her, the defendant sitting over there. Wait, she's still in the room? Your own little executive. Executive. Huh? Don't be stupid. She's been charged with the murder. Of course, we have looked up her ID number, and it's not 77777. Don't blame me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident.
It's an incident.
Answer me, this chief prosecutor, in that trial 2 years ago, did he really only use legitimate evidence?
Dun, 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 dun.
Magically appearing on the witness stand. Do you need the witness to repeat this question, Chief Prosecutor? You know the person who is literally standing in the same spot as you are.
I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth.
Before he left his stand and left me come up here so I can answer his question with like a minute delay.
That sounds nothing like me.
I know. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time,
Occasionally, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least, I did.
Oh!
Lana! I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law.
Defendant, just what are you saying?
I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye and say that you did?
Chief Prosecutor, you didn't.
I don't have to, Officer Marshall.
Yeah. Why won't you answer him?
Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved.
Okay.
But Lana!
We are turning to the side.
Even if it involved forging evidence. Donkey!
See, there's what I'm talking about. No. No.
Also, you could also cross by his shoulder. He has glasses.
Ooh, that's literally his jacket is longer. I like it more. Oh, wait, chaos in the courtroom couldn't be quelled. Why is it now automated text of all time? Would have to wait until the following day. Okay. I guess, yeah, that is timing, ladies and gentlemen. That is timing. Oh, yeah.
Saving content.
Oh, I am saving it so hard right now.
Oh,
Look at me saving it. Oh, yeah, there you go. Oh, that's a saving, bro. Yeah.
You saved that content.
I saved it so hard. Brr. Have never saved that hard before. Even in context, this is bad. Yes. Oh well, everybody, we made it through another episode. I even have a little bit of juice left. It didn't take two entire. I started with one glass. Did I ever start with one glass per episode, or has it always been two?
It's been usually 2, but sometimes it's been a little bit less. You didn't quite finish the second glass every time.
I mean, today I did a little bit of actual detective-ing. Here's the thing. Somewhere in there is a decent game where you're not getting completely handheld and railroad. No, on rails.
Derail?
No, not derail, but on tracks. Like when in video games, when a section is like on tracks.
Linear?
No. There's a different term that is directly referring to being on tracks or being on rail. But yeah, when when the game is not completely hand-holding, going into areas where it's not directly moon logic, but it still demands of you to make like conclusions like, oh yeah, this is a particular moment of dialogue where you have to use this thing. Well, and of course all the Japanese humor. If you take all this aside, there is a little bit of detective work in there. But yeah, until next time, everybody, to Gaming and Ties, Phoenix Wright. Bye!
Bye!